Okay, here is the last video that I have here, for example, 20, whoops, I forgot this is 23 from my stack here. We're asked to solve this exponential equation 2 to the x equals 10. And what we're going to do, I'm going to show you a couple different options here to solve this. One is, again, remember the inverse function to 2 to the x is the log base 2. So I could take log base 2 both sides. And when I do that, again, they undo one another, and therefore I'm just left with x. And then I could simplify. I don't have a log 10 base 2 button on my calculator, although I could do this in Desmos. I'll show you how that works here in a second. Um, so I could just go ahead and do that. Simplify that using the change of base. I could use either natural log or log base 10, either one. So I'll just take log 10 base 10 divided by log 2 base 2. If I key that in my calculator, I'll get 3.3219 as an approximation. They're asking me to round to 4 decimal places and use a comma to separate answers if needed. That means if you have more than one answer, but you don't want to round anywhere in an intermediate step, because if you do another calculation with a rounded value, it's just going to throw off your final solution. So that's why they put that expression there to remind you not to do that until you get to the end. All right, so there's my approximation to 3 decimal places. I'm going to jump right here into I take the natural log of 10 divided by the natural log of 2, okay? Or I guess I can just go ahead and do this and go to my calc menu and take if I find the calc menu here, I can take the log base 2 of 10. Let me go ahead and close that parenthesis. That's one way of doing it. Or I could take the log of 10, just type that in, divided by the log of 2. Space there, okay? And you can see I'm getting 3.321 for all of those, okay? So that's just, again, a way of, approximating those values here, okay? Let me just get this out of here for a second, okay? So another approach I could take, just like when I showed you in the last video with log equations, I could take the original equation and graph the left side and then graph the right side. And when I do that, okay, I graph 2 to the x and graph y equal 8. Once again, I'm going to get this 3.2193. And I guess that would be rounded to 4 decimal places also to get the 3.293. This just expressed it, I guess, in 4 decimal places. Or 5, excuse me. Okay. So, you got some options here, of how to solve this. And I didn't go over the other algebraic way of doing this. So again, that was just using the inverse function. Or I can go ahead and take the log of whatever base I want. So here I take base e. I could have also taken log base 10. Then I'll use my exponential rule or property of logarithms and take the x down front. Remember, this is just a number. And so now I have x times the natural log of 2. And if I divide both sides by the natural log of 2, I just get natural log of 10 divided by natural log of 2, which is going to give me the same value as what I did this way. Okay, so 2 different options. I could use the inverse function or the exponential property of logarithms. Uh, or obviously I can, just go ahead and graph them and find out the point of intersection as well. Okay, so a lot of different options there to solve exponential equations. I just have another one here real quickly for you to look at, and that is e to the x minus 3 equals 19. The inverse function is the natural log function, so I take the natural log of both sides. Again, they undo one another, therefore I'm just left with x minus 3 equals the natural log of 19. Just a number, right? So I add 3 to both sides, I get natural log of 19 plus 3 is equal to 5.944. Okay, so I could come over here and let me just kind of clean this stuff out here real quick, just so that problem is done. So I can just take the natural log and you could type in ln 19 plus, I think it was 3. Yeah, and there's my 5.444. Okay. And, so you can use not a regular calculator as well, scientific calculator, but Desmos you can just use like that as a calculator as well. So, um, but either way, again, we were asked to solve that. I guess that was number 23 here. Okay, you go down there and just show you the original problem. Okay. So again, both of those, I'm just going to click the response X equals and then type in my 4 decimal approximation. And again, just make sure you don't make any rounding error. And, they remind you to fill in the answer box to complete your choice and remember not to, or to round to 4 decimal places. Okay. And that we did over here. All right. So that wraps up this week 2 with videos. And, if you looked at this one or any of the others in addition with this one, I hope they all help. And as always, you can always, email me or message me if you have additional questions. All right. Have a good weekend or a good week, I should say, and God bless.